Okay, today we're going to work on half square triangles. The old original method was you cut your triangles, put right sides together, sew your 1/4 inch seam, open it up, and you've got a half square triangle like any of these. But you're stitching on the bias, and it's easy to get that stretched a little bit, and then your block is not going to lay real flat. This is a newer, easier method, and you take your 2 squares, put them right sides together, cut your squares so they are about 1 inch bigger. The instructions say 7/8 of an inch, but I would cut them 1 inch bigger because you're always going to want to cut them down. You draw a pencil line from corner to corner, and then you stitch a 1/4 inch on either side of that pencil line. Then you take your ruler and cut on that corner to corner drawing, and you end up with 2 half square triangles. Now, if you have a pattern that will say make 840 half square triangles, like some of them do, you can make 8 at once. And a lot of the borders that you're seeing now on quilts that are so fancy and so interesting, and when you break it down, they're made out of all half square triangles. So this next method, you have 8 at one time. So you do basically the same thing. You're going to want to cut it 1 3/4. Cut it twice the size of your triangle you want, and then add 1 3/4. Because you've got to allow. Then you're going to do the same thing as a while ago. You're going to draw your line corner to corner and stitch 1/4 of an inch on either side, and then cut on that stitching line. Well, naturally it's not going to cut all the way through. Should have done this first, but we'll make it do. You're going to cut both directions. And you will end up with 8 1/4 square triangles. So that is definitely the fastest way. And press your seam toward the dark and trim to the exact size. And I had this laying here by my sewing machine, and I go, there's 1/4 square triangles. And when you start looking, there's lots and lots of things that require 1/4 square triangles. And this information on cutting these came from the back of the Fons and Porter magazine. Every month it will tell you all these different ways. So this is a good thing to keep. And then this is out of the Missouri Star Quilt Company block book, and this shows all the different blocks and you'll find one and you'll go, no way that can be a quarter square triangle. And then when you dissect it, you find out it is. And then I had a book of quilts that are all triangles. And here again, you look and you go, how can that be all triangles? But they're just, you know, it's just such a handy little block to make.
Okay, thank you so much, Judy.